Welcome to the Coaching Closet. I'm your host, Richele. Have you ever put together an outfit that was just right, making you feel amazing from head to toe? It takes thought, planning, and effort to create that perfect look. In life, it's the same. It's like a unique puzzle with individual pieces that we must pay attention to in order for everything to work together. If something is missing, it's like walking out of the house with no pants on. Are you ready to piece together your puzzle of life? Let's go. Welcome back to the Coaching Closet. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode. I want to share with you guys how I got my stuff together after divorce and being alone after 22 years of marriage. One step that I took that made all the difference in the world. And that was, just going to tell you a little bit about the story. I had been alone. I guess I'd filed for divorce a year and a half before. My divorce had been final about 5 months. And it was a time in my life where I was extremely lonely. So it was the holiday season. I remember it was mid-November and it was coming up on Thanksgiving time. And I remember just sitting in my new home all by myself because my oldest daughter, she had a baby and she was living on her own and doing really well. I'd become a grandmother during the time of my divorce. That's a whole nother episode and I will definitely get into that. I was 43 years old, a new grandmother, new divorcee. My youngest daughter was in high school and she was spending a week on with her dad and a week off and on with her dad. So she was with me a week, with him a week. And on the off weeks, I would spend time dating. I was on dating apps a lot. I had been seeing someone and then we broke up and I'd really just had it. Like I was sick of going on first and second dates and then just being done with it. And what I really, really needed was friends. And I had been extremely social and very involved with my church and my community, with my kids' school, but 99.9% of my friends have been married. And when I got divorced, it felt like none of them knew what to do with me. And I didn't know what to say to them to help them know what to do with me. I'm getting emotional because I just remember sitting there and just drinking wine by myself on the weekends thinking, is this what this is going to be like? And my ex-husband had gotten engaged the month after our divorce was final. So obviously he was moving on. And I just was by myself, knowing I'd made the right decision for myself, but not knowing what was next for me. And so I decided to do something about it. For those of you who've ever been on a dating app, you might know Bumble. And you may know or you may not know that this app has a feature called Bumble BFF. And it's where you can look for friends. And I felt pretty desperate. And so I was like, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm just going to swipe for friends. What the heck? So I went on there and I started looking for single women that I thought, well, if they're on here too, they're probably needing friends too. And so I just started swiping for friends and messaging them just as I would the guys on there. I started talking to some ladies and I remember the first girl I messaged, we ended up having a happy hour and we're still friends, but we don't see each other that much anymore. We met up and then there were some other ladies that I messaged with and I got on a group message with all of them and it was the holidays, like I said. And so a lot of people were really busy. So we ended up, I got them on a text thread and we decided to do dinner and dancing like right after New Year's. I was like, why don't we just have a big ladies' night out and everybody get together? So that's what we did. At that ladies' night out, we all had the most amazing time. We met up in the middle of the city. I'm in Houston, the fourth largest city in the United States. So that was early of 2019, January 3rd, actually. And 2 days later, one of the girls said, let's make a Facebook group. So we did that. Well, that Facebook group ended up becoming a really amazing group. It is now one of the most popular singles groups in Houston and became like my lifeline. I created what I needed. And just so happens I created what so many other people needed as well. And it's like I made some of my best friends from that group. So I drew in what I needed. I mean, little did I know when I started swiping on Bumble BFF that I was changing my life. I was taking a step. I could have just sat there, and cried for years, but I didn't. I took action, and that action created a snowball effect, and it was a positive effect. And the Facebook group just grew and grew and grew, and we started having weekly and twice weekly, sometimes 3 times weekly events. And it started with like 5, 6, 7 people. And then it grew and grew and grew to like 50 people. And a lot of people have said it's changed their life. And I eventually met my now boyfriend of 2 years in that group. It's changed my life in every way. And it's just been amazing. So out of my pain, my desperation, fear of the unknown, I just took a step in a different direction, not knowing, just grasping for something. I just want to encourage you today, if you're in a place where you just don't know what's next, you don't know what to do, just look for something and take a step and do something that might help, that might be something that will get you what you need, because it could be huge. And it might not just help you, because this has helped. I mean, it has like 2.3 thousand people in it now. And we don't let just anyone in, because we're a very classy group and we have to be picky about who we let in the group. But it's helped a lot of people, and they say, like, this has changed my life. There's a lot of couples that have come out of the group. It's been amazing. So it may just be something that not just blesses you, but blesses a lot of other people. I'm just encouraging you to do that. I mean, it brings me to tears to think about how many lives it's touched, how it's changed my life. And it will continue to do that long after that moment of my desperation. I mean, just continues to do it. Hopefully this has encouraged you today. And thank you again for joining me. I will see you next time. Thank you for joining me today on the Coaching Closet. My hope is that with each episode, you will discover, like an amazing puzzle, all of the unique pieces in your life fit together to create the beautiful image of you. If you find this podcast to be helpful and would like to share with others, please do me a quick favor and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. This helps to make the podcast more visible. Thanks again for spending your time with me today. Be sure to visit me at coachingcloset.com for past episodes and gifts to help you find your beauty from the inside out.